KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years. Matson and the Adai Tano program. Harley-Davidson of Guam. Visit our new showroom, now located on Route 8 in Mighty. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dedito. Always open, always local.
Coming up on Prime Time, Governor Calvo urges the Center for Medicare and Medicaid to pay funding owed to your hospital. Plus, the deadline to avoid a federal government shutdown is just days away. What does this mean for Guam? And also tonight, the Bert Unpinko Visitor Center has been unveiled during a special ceremony. Afternoon, friends, and good evening. Well, make no mistake, everybody, funding the Guam Memorial Hospital is one of Governor Eddie Calvo's top priorities. And although Bree, our chief executive, did not manage to secure a dedicated funding source for Guam's only public hospital, he recently returned from a visit to the nation's capital to urge the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid to pay in full the funding owed to GMH.
Carmen Terlahi reports.
A major blow to the Guam Memorial Hospital came early this year when hospital officials announced they lost accreditation from the Joint Accreditation Commission, now barely holding on to another source of federal funding from the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services. A visit last April prompted a hospital corrective action plan to fix a series of facility deficiencies. Governor Eddie Calvo met with CMS officials in Washington, D.C., asking them to pay what is owed to the hospital in full.
Things look very promising. We anticipate about $12 million that will be coming in. It'll probably be coming in the first month or two of the Leon Guerrero administration, but that is badly needed money for the hospital.
Badly needed money to fix a long list of problems. CEO Peter John Camacho says they're still waiting to hear back from CMS officials who conducted their last visit in August. Camacho says at the moment, regaining accreditation is on the back burner as the goal is to, quote, ensure CMS is rock solid before pursuing Joint Commission accreditation. Again, Governor Calvo believes there may be even more CMS money owed to Guam.
So in totality, we're looking at about $24 million coming in the short term real soon. And there's another $12 million that's still in question that I think the Leon Guerrero that needs administration will need to kind of continue to push with the federal government.
But the hospital is not the only GovGuam agency expecting a payout from Uncle Sam. Calvo says Guam can expect $11.6 million federal dollars in the next coming weeks.
It will help in the immediate cash flow issues that we have in terms of getting the cash position of the government in Guam in order.
Meantime, he does admit that the hospital's financial woes are now in the hands of his successor. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Carmen Victoria Terlahi.
Thanks, Carmen. The last meeting of the Commission on Decolonization took place today, with the governor thanking members for their service. While some members tendered their courtesy resignations because of the incoming administration, the respective status option task force heads will remain in place. There has been no word on who the Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration will appoint as executive director of the commission.
Well, some rather important news now as the deadline to avoid a federal government shutdown is mere days away. And yet the president and congressional Democrats are doubling down on opposite sides of the demand for a $5 billion border wall.
Nick Delgado has more on the potential impacts this could bring for Guam.
White House officials say they don't want to get to the point where they shut down the government, but President Donald Trump is not backing down from his ultimatum to Congress. Fund his $5 billion border wall or government shutdown is imminent.
There's obviously happening within the federal government a lot of brinkmanship. There's a lot of critical policy decisions that need to be made, and we're hopeful that that they can come to a resolution.
Governor Calvo, who has met with Trump multiple times, is optimistic the issue will be settled. Calvo is spending his final days in office monitoring the situation. When it comes to the operations of government of Guam, they will continue. Now, what that means for some of the federal services here in Guam, that is still something that we are not fully aware of and how that will impact. So obviously for services that are provided completely by the federal government, there may be impacts. I don't think in the short term it will have much impact in some of the local agencies
that have some partnership in terms of federal programs. But as my experience in the past, if it's prolonged, that's where you'll see this steady degradation that could really have some meaningful impact in terms of federal programs that are administered by local government agencies.
Congress and the president have until the end of this week to come to an agreement to avoid a shutdown. The Senate's top Democrat Chuck Schumer says the president's demand doesn't have enough support. The Dems have since offered a $1.3 billion deal for fencing and other border security measures, which was shot down by President Trump. Nearly 500,000 federal employees, including law enforcement, would have to work through the holidays without pay if the government shuts down. Reporting for Guam's News Network, Guahusinik Delgado.
Also tonight, a meeting scheduled between the Department of Education and GovGuam officials to discuss the use of a Tizin building was postponed. The governor recently sent a letter to Superintendent John Fernandez in which he requested DOE immediately vacate the building at their Tizin headquarters, that of course Building E. Now, according to Judy Wanpad, administrator of the Guahan Academy Charter School, the building was not in use by DOE when she requested for more classroom space for her charter program. Now, the superintendent says those rooms are, in fact, in use. DOE spokesperson Isa Baza says there was, quote, an agreement to reschedule and hold a smaller meeting to also allow the superintendent to do a walkthrough of the Guahan Academy. Details of the meeting have yet to be relayed, as although the Guam Education Board is scheduled to meet tomorrow, during which time they're expected to discuss finances.
Honoring the late Mr. Guam tourism, a special ceremony was held today unveiling the Norbert Bert R. M. Pinko Visitor Center in Tumon.
And fittingly, it is located in the perfect spot, the entrance of the Guam Visitors Bureau. Nick Delgado has more.
It was with every wave and every half a day, Bert M. Pinko, Mr. Guam Tourism, would share the spirit of the island to all near and far.
When I first started at the Bureau as the Deputy General Manager, Uncle Bert would come by, maybe once every couple of weeks, and we'd spend hours talking about tourism, educating me. And I think he's done this for so many of our tourism leaders. So, he's really, even after he retired, he was always involved and just always had that passion.
Pinko passed away back in May 2017. He was 83 years old. But his memory lives on from the WAVE program, which encouraged the community to welcome all visitors enthusiastically, to this center being named in his honor, an effort made possible after Senator Jim Espaldon authored legislation to rename the Visitors Center. His family attended today's ceremony. Iawani M. Pinko is Mr. Guam Tourism's grandson.
I think it's amazing. People can come here now and then. When people see the name, then people can ask about it. They can also read about it.
His daughter, Gloria M. Pinko Santiago, also shared a few memories of her father.
Very warm-hearted. It means the world to me to have my dad honored for such a special thing, for the reason why we came back to Guam. He would be honored, and I'm sure he's up there smiling and looking down at everybody. But at the same time, the location is ideal for all the tourists to come and stop by. And not just only tourists, the local people as well. You come and see what Guam has to offer.
And with his name on the front door and his photo being one of the first things you see when you walk into GVB, Gloria says her father's legacy will continue to spread through the generations and to all of the island's visitors.
I'm so proud of you, Daddy. I wish you were still here, and he's still here. But he's here, and everybody that welcomes tourists to Guam, and will always be here because he loved Guam.
Stay tuned, more news after the break.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained, whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
Cheers to 80 years. It's our 80th anniversary and the gifts are on us. 80 gift certificates, 8 shopping sprees, 8 staycations, and 1 round-trip flyaway for 2 to Manila. So how do you enter? Calvo's Insurance personal home and auto customers are automatically entered. Non-Calvo's customers may enter by receiving a qualified quote. It's our way of saying thank you for trusting us for the past 80 years. For more details, visit calvos.com/giveaway or call 472-6816. Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years.
wherever you are.
MTO, professional janitorial services with a warm hospitality touch. MTO gives that gift year-round. Pressure wash roofs, pressure wash driveways, lawn service, home cleaning, carpet restoration, office cleaning, commercial window cleaning, floor care. When cleaning is in order, MTO has you covered. Call 647-6861 to inquire on how you can receive the maintenance you deserve.
MTO, celebrating 30 years with you, Guam.
This year is rapidly coming to an end, and the big finish is now on at Cars Plus and Mighty. Get big year-end deals on a big selection of new Ram trucks with savings up to $10,500. Or save up to $5,500 on a new Chrysler Pacifica. How about a new Jeep Compass? Save up to $5,000. With financing as low as 1.99%. Plus, receive a Cars Plus Shell Value Card with every vehicle purchase. The big finish means big savings right now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Welcome back. Following two separate reports of bullets found on public school grounds just last week, the Guam Department of Education continues their investigation. GDOE says bullets that prompted a shelter-in-place at Untalan Middle School and Inarahan Elementary were found intact. Dr. Kelly Sokola, Deputy Superintendent of Education Support and Community Learning, says principals are trained to handle these situations, and though no findings have yet to be released on the source of the bullets, she has this advice for parents.
I know that parents are worried about their child's safety, and so one of the things that I can recommend to parents is that when you hear about these situations in the news, that talk about it with your kids. What would you do if you found this? How would you handle the situation?
Sokola says there can also be criminal consequences to bringing bullets to campus. GDOE is reviewing each school response for future incidents, encouraging students to report immediately if they see contraband on campus.
Sabrina authorities continue their search for a 17-year-old girl who escaped custody from DYA on Sunday. The agency reported the girl, who is a client at the Cottage Homes, as having went missing during an outing at Matapang Beach over in Tumon. The outing was a form of positive reinforcement for good behavior. She is described as being of Chuukese descent, standing 5 feet tall, weighing 120 pounds, having black hair and a dark brown complexion, with scars on the bottom of her feet. She was last seen wearing a long-sleeve denim shirt, gray shorts, and slippers. If you have any information, please call Guam Crime Stoppers. Their number, of course, 477-HELP.
Pulled over for running a red light, but arrested for drunk driving with a child on board. 34-year-old Auntie Bloss, also known as Antelino Bloss, was apparently driving drunk with 2 kids in the car and open beers in the center console. Court documents state one of the beers was still cold to the touch. Elias reportedly struggled to maintain his balance and refused to take a sobriety test. He was charged with 2 counts of driving while impaired with a child on board as a third-degree felony, driving while impaired, and possession of open container in a motor vehicle.
Elsewhere, one man reportedly told police he had cashed fake checks previously. This 48-year-old Andrew Richard Mindiola Cruz was arrested Monday after his alleged attempt to cash out a check made to him for $954 at Payless Supermarket. Court documents state the check had obvious discrepancies. It wasn't on normal check paper, the edges were smudged, and the watermark looked wet. When interviewed by police, he said he got the check from another person and was supposed to get $100 back if he cashed it out for the third party.
A similar incident at Payless, also involving fake checks. Court documents stating 31-year-old Gerard de Guzman Belga allegedly cashed a fake check at the store's Jigo location over the weekend. Staff didn't realize it was a counterfeit, evidenced by how 100 was misspelled until he left. His photo was sent to the other store locations. The following day, he allegedly tried a similar stunt at Oka Payless. That check was for $1,000. When staff took a closer look at his ID and the check, he apparently became angry, belligerent, and struggled to breathe and needed transport to the hospital. Though his ID read Gary Santos, he identified himself at the hospital and to police as Gerard Belga. He was arrested and charged with multiple crimes.
And also tonight, a former staffer of the Department of Education faces up to 6 years behind bars for alleged campus abuse. Mark Johnson Nicholas Tysipic entered a plea agreement with the government for 3 counts of official misconduct and an equal number of counts of child abuse, all being misdemeanors. Our news archives show that Tysipic was initially arrested back in 2014 with one of the victims alleged she and the defendant were alone in a dark classroom when he hugged and rubbed her hip area before touching her private parts. In court Tuesday, he stated, quote, "Understanding that if I pursue trial, the outcomes are not favorable," end quote. Court documents state that there are 2 alleged victims, with news archives showing he was working at the Special Education Division with Rays of Hope. Immediately following the allegations, he was removed from contact with students. DOE also confirms he's no longer employed. Sentencing is in March.
Well, sports is coming up next, and you're actually going to be in sports?
That's right. Andy, Ken Nicholas, Joe Cruz, and myself, we are going to talk about fantasy football. Do not take fantasy tips from us. We are terrible at it, but we are going to shine a very, very positive light on our online community who are crushing it this year in our fantasy league. So stay tuned for that. We got some good stuff coming up.
What's that? An Alpha Insurance customer needs a claim settled immediately? I'm on it.
Agent Alpha.
In the event of an accident, theft, or breakdown, each of our Alpha Insure agents are trained to go above and beyond.
This is my stop. There she is. Target acquired.
Agent Alpha.
Yes!
Be merry, be bright, and make shopping all right with holiday gift cards from Chuck E. Cheese's Guam, Ruby Tuesday, and King's Restaurants. Receive special offers with every purchase for extra holiday happiness. See stores for details and have fun this season from all of us at the GFS Group.
At Island Cancer Center, we treat our patients and their families like our family. We have all been touched by cancer, and it is important to feel comfortable and secure under the care of our health professionals. You can count on us for skilled cancer specialists, the most advanced cancer-fighting technology on the island, and a commitment to caring for you or your loved one with compassion, respect, and empathy. Our family, treating your family.
Island Cancer Center, located on Guam Medical Plaza. Visit us at islandcancercenter.com or call 646-3363.
At Pizza Hut, we're more than a big dinner box that delivers everyone's favorite choices. We're those holiday nights when everything really is merry and bright. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J. All right, time for sports, and we're talking fantasy football today. And usually when we're talking about a topic, we bring in some experts, but we decided not to do that today. We're bringing in some people that have already been eliminated from the playoffs, so good. I don't know who set this up, but fellas, we got Jason Salas, we got Joe Cruz, and Kenson Nicholas. You guys in the fantasy league this year. Jason, let's start with you. How was your season as a whole?
It started really, really great. I had a strong draft. Ken is going to jump all over me for this. I bucked tradition. Everybody picks a quarterback first. I was like, okay, everybody's going to do that anyway. So that means you'll have probably, if you play in like a 16-team league and everything, you have 15 quarterbacks drafted. I went for a wide receiver first, and then a defense, and then a kicker.
Does he know there's a reason that people get quarterbacks?
But I still got a good quarterback. I still got Aaron Rodgers.
All right. Not the best season of his career.
Who did decently, and then I had the Jacksonville defense, which looked great in week 1. And then, apologies to Joe because he used to live in Jayville, but they kind of went down. And
yeah. If you'd have drafted their defense last year, awesome. But this year, not so much.
Yeah, so I looked really, really good in week 1 and not so much since.
If it was a 1-week season, you're all set.
Oh, yeah.
So you buck tradition, and now that means that you advance to the playoffs, right?
No.
All right then, good. So remember that, kids. There's a reason people.
That means I'm looking at spreadsheets and like messing around with Excel for the next year.
Joe, what about you? How'd your season pan out?
Started off with the draft. It actually went really well. I picked up Christian McCaffrey.
Nice.
Had a hot streak all season.
Good game today.
Yeah, really good game today. The pass TD was really surprising. But as far as like my season, I almost made it into the semifinals, but didn't. Cut it kind of short.
Was McCaffrey your standout guy for this year?
McCaffrey was my standout guy this year, and he's the one that's been producing for me all season. So when it looks like my team is on the brink of losing, McCaffrey somehow just pulled through for me.
It seems like he's the only one on the Panthers that has been producing much this season as a whole. I mean, he's just doing it all. He's got to do it all because it's just not working out for them.
Yeah, it's just him. One of their rookies that came out, Moore, was really he started to show up the past few games. But Cam, don't know where he was all season.
Yeah, I don't know. His head's not in it. Ken, what about you? Your season, how'd it go?
This might be surprising, but I probably started off the worst. I was 0-3 for the first 3 weeks of the season, and I don't think I had a bad draft. I drafted Antonio Brown, Tyreek Hill. I picked 2 wide receivers first. I picked a wide receiver with my first pick because I was thinking that there would be at least a couple good running backs like on the way back.
So you picked a wide receiver first because you're really smart. Smart people do that.
But you picked the
best wide receiver in the league. So yeah, a smart guy did. Okay. You picked a kicker and a defense third and second, dude. That's crazy. But anyway, so I started 0-3, and then I went on a crazy streak, and I think I ended like 7-6 or 7-7, which is not bad because our pool of players is pretty competitive. Well,
you got guys that have probably been doing fantasy for years in our league, and also they've probably in several leagues this year.
Yeah, we didn't really know how complicated and how crazy it would get.
Yeah, this is your first year doing it, right?
Yeah, this is the first year we threw it as a fantasy league, and these guys were pretty competitive. And right now, it's the semifinals of that league. Next week will be the finals.
Right on. Who's
and there were great. There were great games, fantasy games. We had Luckness Monster versus Cowboys Suck. Cowboys Suck was really like a top of fantasy team for most of the thing, but he lost today. So Luckness Monster will make it to the finals. Congratulations, Lloyd. And in the other matchup, we had Zero Fox, who I think he only has 1 loss the entire season, and he tied his opponent, who was the wild card Outlaws.
I got to say, the wordplay value on the team names this year
it was great.
Through the roof.
I'm definitely going to come up with a better name next year because, man, and I was outdone. So.
Well, this season is coming to a close. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll be back next year. That's it for sports.
Shell's Million Miles giveaway is back, and we're giving 100,000 United Mileage Plus miles to 10 lucky winners. So how do you make your getaway? Just use your Lucky 7 card when you fuel up with 7 gallons or more, and you're automatically entered to win. Fuel up at your nearest Shell station today and start planning your new adventure. No purchase necessary. Some conditions apply. See stores for details.
Here's to the flavorful, those unafraid to show their signature style, signature moves, signature everything. You add the spice that makes life interesting. So to you, we raise a sandwich as flavorful as you are, for McDonald's signature crafted recipes.
Try the new savory, creamy mushroom and Swiss burger, part of the signature crafted recipes lineup, only at McDonald's.
Matson is in this community. We've been in this community for decades. We're gonna be in this community for decades to come. Things will get busy, things will get quiet, but we're gonna be here. We're your hometown carrier. And that matters to us.
Reliability is the core of our business. We take pride in ensuring that we arrive in Guam on time as scheduled.
It's our local employees who understand the market, who understand the business, and provide that hard work for you each and every day.
When we hold ourselves to high standards, our customers also hold us to high standards. We establish good business relationships that turn into friendships. That's why it's so important to be here and be trusted by your customers. We want you to trust Matson like your friend, like your family.
It's back and bigger than ever. The big deal is going now at Triple J. Our best pricing on all new and used cars with no payments for 90 days, 1.9% financing on approved credit, and a $500 gift certificate from Kmart or the Micronesian Mall. Get thousands off for the holidays on all new Hondas, Acuras, Fords, Mazda, Lincolns, Volvos, Kias, and used cars. Now is the time to come see the largest selection of brands on Guam during Triple J's biggest promotion of the year. Stop by Triple J or get pre-approved instantly online at triplejguam.com. Trade-ins welcome. Some conditions apply. See dealer for details. Triple J. Customers first.
All right, everybody, wishing kids recovering from Super Typhoon U2 a very Merry Christmas. Our friends at GTA donated more than 900 toys as part of their awesome Be the Gift campaign. Partnering with the Aduda Foundation, the toys will be delivered up to the CNMI in the hopes of bringing relief and smiles to kids. It's just one of many ways GTA gives back throughout the year.
And joining the ranks of hundreds of other local businesses and organizations, several shops took the holiday pledge today during a ceremony at the Cafe de Serena in Tumon. The owners of Halia and Jade, Shining Shores, Sea Glass, Coconut Tree Company, and Cafe de Serena gathered to take the pledge. The program is a cornerstone of the Guam Visitors Bureau's local community branding campaign that has been going strong already for a decade.
Very nice. Well, something that's really going strong is the Cold Stone Creamery birthday shout-outs. Here are tonight's recipients.
And celebrating their birthdays this fine Tuesday. Happy birthday to you, Raiden Santos. Happy birthday, Dan Dan. We all love you, Boboy. That's coming from your familia. And a very special happy birthday. May all your wishes come true. That's right. Happy birthday to you, Regine Santos. And a very special happy birthday to Taylor Shea Mindiola.
I bet you didn't know I could change my voice like that.
No, that's Carmen. Clearly, it's Carmen.
That's what happens when you mess around with your vocal cords during the show. So if you would like to be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club and have either one of us read your birthday in various tenors, then make sure to go to KUAM.com and register.
And that's our show, Carmen. Once again, up next.
Captioning is brought to you by IT&E. Health, Home, and Lifestyle. Presented by Paradise Fitness Center, changing lives since 1996.
Hafa day and welcome to Health, Home, and Lifestyle. I'm Carmen Victoria Tirlahi. So glad you could join us. And tonight we're talking to specialists about grief and talking up grief during the holidays. And we're back with Remax and House to Home. But first, here's Nurse Jen with Health Check.
Health Check. with Nurse Jen is presented by Island Cancer Center.
Half a day, I'm Nurse Jen. It's a real thing. Seasonal affective disorder, known as SAD, is a type of depression that comes and goes with the holiday season. It typically starts in October and can last through March or April. Common signs may include oversleeping, low energy, social withdrawal, substance abuse, anxiety, and losing or gaining weight. Researchers at the Mayo Clinic found some common causes of seasonal affective depression may be from a drop in melatonin or serotonin levels. These hormones play a role in sleep patterns and moods. Local supermarkets or vitamin stores sell over-the-counter melatonin pills and are reasonably priced. Another culprit could be that your biological clock, your circadian rhythm, is out of whack. Ask yourself when you sleep, do you get REM sleep? Good quality sleep. If not, try to turn off all electronic devices at bedtime, invest in an aroma diffuser, and try to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep as often as possible. Unconventional methods to treat depression can start with an artistic expression, proven to help people connect with depression. The American Art Therapy Association has thousands of therapists trained in both art and therapy. Research studies have shown that art therapies such as drawing, painting, sculpting, dance, drama, and music can actually lessen depression. Another great option recommended by the National Institute of Mental Health is animal therapy. In fact, spending time with a pet has shown to help people relax. Welcome humor. That's another way to get it. Watch a funny movie, TV show, podcast, anything, anytime. An interesting study from McGill University found that low doses of medicinal marijuana has shown increases in serotonin, the feel-good hormone, to temporarily treat depression. But the same study also found that consuming high doses of medicinal marijuana will actually worsen depression. Your doctor will know if a temporary low-dose prescription will meet your SAD needs. And finally, the easiest way to zap depression, according to La Jolla University in Chicago, is to enjoy living on this beautiful, tropical, sunny island of Guam by getting some natural vitamin D. Happy holidays to you and your family. I'm Jen Artero, registered nurse, reminding you, don't wreck yourself, health check yourself.
Health Check with Nurse Jen is presented by Island Cancer Center.
Thanks, Nurse Jen. Well, there's so much more to come on Extra. Keep it here.
Be merry, be bright, and make shopping all right with holiday gift cards from Chuck E. Cheese's Guam, Ruby Tuesday, and King's Restaurants. Receive special offers with every purchase for extra holiday happiness. See stores for details and have fun this season from all of us at the GFS Group.
A beautiful, healthy smile is an expression of confidence. The more confident you are about your smile, the more likely you are to fully express your feelings without having to worry about the way your teeth look.
Before cosmetic dentistry, I didn't smile as much. I didn't have the confidence, and it shows. And since I've had cosmetic dentistry done, I feel 10 times more confident. I make my initial introduction with a nice big smile and a handshake, and I just feel like it really is a relationship builder, a nice warm smile, and it makes the clients and customers feel more comfortable with you, feeling confident, and they feel that you're not just there for business, that you're also there kind of as a friend as well. So I mean, it's amazing how powerful a smile can be. A good smile.
Since your smile makes a significant impression on those around you, it is important that it makes the impression you want it to make.
At Pizza Hut, we're more than a big dinner box that delivers everyone's favorite choices. We're those holiday nights when everything really is merry and bright. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
you are.
Are you looking to purchase high-quality appliances for your home? Check out AFM Appliance Headquarters, located within ERC Trading in Lower Barrigada Heights for Guam's largest selection of in-stock appliances. We are the factory-authorized distributor for Whirlpool, Amana, KitchenAid appliances, and Panasonic air conditioners. Great deals on top brand name equipment and parts. We offer free delivery, installation on selected brands, packaging, disposal, and 1-year warranty on parts and labor. Call our friendly staff at 734-7789 for more information. Calvo's Lifestyle membership accepted. There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained, whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
Hafaday and welcome back. Well, whether it's the holidays or any other time of the year, grief is a topic that can affect everyone. Here with me to my right is Bernice McGill, and she will be talking a little bit more about grief. You are a grief specialist.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Bernice McGill. I'm originally from Guam. I am a certified grief recovery method specialist. And basically what that is I teach a method that helps people deal with their deep emotional pain. And I've been a specialist since 2016, along with my cousin, Darlene Garcia.
Right, and Darlene is someone that I've interviewed just last Christmas, and she has all of these different methods of grieving with grief. And so maybe, can you share with us what is grief at its basic core?
Yes, a lot of people think grief is just death or divorce, but grief is actually the normal and natural reaction to any type of loss. But what we're taught in society about grief is not normal or natural, and so a lot of people don't understand it. It's very complicated. Grief is so individual, like a thumbprint. So even if you lost the same person, each person's response and their journey is going to be very different. And so that's what makes it so unique.
Very true. And I think with grief, I mean, of course, the holidays are just around the corner. There's only a few days till Christmas.
Yes.
Why is it that during this time you always put together these grief talks and try to give back to the community, especially during the holidays?
Well, during the holidays, you know, not everybody is so jolly and bright. Some people it's going to be their first holiday season without their loved one. Maybe they went through a recent divorce or they lost their job. And so the holidays can bring on just different, you know, pressures. You know, everything is about the gifts and the parties and, you know, whatnot, especially like New Year's, you know. But some people are not so jolly and bright. And definitely on Guam, also leading the nation in suicide. You know, people are just going through a lot of deep emotional pain, and a lot of times they don't want to speak out, or they don't know that, you know, who to turn to, and you know, the rates can get really high. And so we just want to get out the community, kind of give grief a voice and let people know that we're here to help, you know, and just serve.
I really like that. And tell us more, the grief talks, they are happening at the Port of Mocha. Coming up in these next few weeks, is that correct?
Yes. Well, actually, we launched a series in November, and so we have our last one in December is tonight, actually, at Port of Mocha in Tamaning, near the Coast 360 Bank, and it'll be upstairs from 6 to 8. However, we are launching a pilot class for helping children with loss, and so we actually don't help children or kids under 18. We do help the parents and caretakers. So we'll be launching a free pilot program for that in January, and then ongoing we have sessions as well as for the method that we teach, the action-based method.
Kind of something to look forward to in the new year. And tell me more about the method. I mean, you are a method specialist in grief. What does that mean, and what does that method look like?
Yes, so just a disclaimer, we are not licensed counselors or therapists. We get certified to teach a method, and so grief recovery was actually founded by Mr. John James in the 1980s. He lost his son, and he was just kind of like looking for help, and he actually discovered the program and ways to help himself feel better. And so basically we teach, we educate you know, the community on the myths, which is like what people think they should do during, you know, when they're going through a loss. Like a lot of people, you hear that, like, be strong, or time heals all wounds, you know. And then some people, they just don't know how to respond to you when, you know, going through a loss it can be very uncomfortable, you know. So people say like the wrong things, or some mean things sometimes can be very hurtful. And so we kind of just want to educate the, you know, the community about the myths and the art of condolence, you know, what to say, what not to say, as well as like the STIRBs. Those are short-term energy releasing behaviors. So when someone has a broken heart, you know, they just want to fill that void. And so they can turn to, you know, drugs, alcohol, shopping, exercise, more or less. I used to be like 80 pounds lighter. When my dad passed away in 2002, I used food as a, you know, as a STIRB, and I didn't know that at the time. But, you know, now that I've gone through the journey, I kind of just started to help Darlene, but since the method works so powerfully for me, you know, I said, man, I have to, you know, get out there in the community and help. So I'm just really honored to be with them in their journey.
Definitely, and we are honored to have you here, Bernice.
Thank you.
Maybe can you tell us more about how you got involved in becoming a grief method specialist? You said you also felt a very powerful loss in your life, and now you're giving back and helping others.
Yes, yes. Like I mentioned, you know, Darlene is my cousin, and another hat that my husband and I were actually pastors. So of course, when she lost her husband, you know, she would call me for prayer, and I would just love on her. And then the Lord actually called me and my husband to the brokenhearted. So we counsel a lot of people, and of course, you know, the scripture is very powerful, prayer is very powerful, but grief recovery is also the practical method. So kind of like, you know, if you're gonna lose weight, of course you can pray and trust the Lord, but you also need to, like, you know, do the exercises and count your calories, you know what I mean? So grief recovery, the method is the practical piece, which is so exciting because I feel like I can give people more tools. What I bring to the table, which I think is so awesome, is that when I lost my dad in 2002, it was a very painful journey for me, and of course that's part of grief, you know, a death. But also in 2015, my son, we sent him back to Texas to fulfill his football dreams, and I didn't realize, you know, like they call it empty nest syndrome. You know, like even if you're a child, and that's more of like a positive thing, right? They're going to go fulfill their dream. Maybe there's parents out there that have children that are joining the military or going off to college. Like that can cause a very deep emotional pain. And you know, helping different people, I would feel like, gosh, you know, this person lost their husband. My son just went away for, you know, to go to high school, and like I felt bad. But I love what grief recovery teaches, which is don't compare losses. So, you know, a lot of people sometimes used to make fun of when people lose a pet. You know, they're like, oh my gosh, you can get another pet. Like, why is that so dramatic? But that can cause someone a serious emotional pain, especially if they, you know, some people, their pets are like children, you know. So, you know, just understanding about grief and not comparing losses, and kind of teaching people to honor their space, and, you know, realize that they're going through an emotional pain, and that, you know, they have every right to feel the way they feel, but also that there's help in the community, and there's, you know, there's a process they can go through. And it's never gonna, like, take away the pain of, you know, your loved one being gone, but definitely it will help you understand, and then it'll help you get to another place where at least you're not stuck, and that you can move forward by faith.
Very nice. Very good work, Bernice. And just finally, as we're wrapping up here, I mean, where can we contact you to find out more? I'm sure many people out there might be feeling the loss during the holidays, and so where can they contact you? Yes,
actually, my cousin's website, darlenegarcia.com, and then we just started our Facebook page, so Grief Recovery Guam is our Facebook page if they want to, you know, if they want to follow us. My number is 747-5665. So I'm pretty sure you'll see it all over social media. But yeah, definitely give me a call. And again, I'm very honored to walk this journey with them.
We will. Thank you so much, Bernice.
Thank you.
And when we return, Jason Solis will, of course, close out our show with House to Home.